So this time we're going to talk about factoring trinomials. So a couple things about factoring trinomials. First, that x puzzle that we just got, the way that we get the number that's in the x is that we multiply the numbers that are a and c. And then the adding number is the term in front of the x. So to find those numbers in that puzzle that we just did, you have to multiply a and c and add to get b. Remember that standard form? Again, this is a review from last year and probably your 8th grade year. Standard form, we go in descending order. So x squared, x, and then no x. A, b, and c represent numbers, and c is referred to as a constant, and a and b are coefficients. So the way we start this is that we always check for a GCF first. Can I factor out a 2 from everything or a 7 from everything? Can I find a GCF? So to solve, we have to find two integers that multiply to equal a times c and add to be b. Then you're going to split that into two terms and factor by grouping. So let's do the first one. So remember that in front of the r is a 1. So I have a equals 1, b equals 4, c equals 3. Remember, this is a times c, and this is b. So that means this is 1 times 3, and this is 4. So all of the factors here, obviously the way to get 4 or the way to get 3 is just 1 times 3. That's the only way it works. So this is a 1 and this is a 3. So first we split this middle term into two terms, 1r and 3r. That's how I get 4. Then we rewrite it. R squared plus 1r plus 3r plus 3. Then we're going to do grouping, where I can divide an r out of the first one. So that's 1 plus, sorry, not 1, r plus 1. And then I can take a 3 out of this one, r plus 1. So my factors are r plus 3 and r plus 1. So again, to review what we did, first we find our factors using that x puzzle, and then we split this middle term using those numbers. So 1 plus 3 is 4. Then we rewrite it, and then we do the factor by grouping to get our two groups. So now we've got x plus 9x, or sorry, x squared plus 9x plus 20. So looking at your chart, what are the factors of 20 that add to equal 1? Because this is a 1, so I just need to equal 20. So my x is 20 and 9. What are the factors that equal that? These are both positives, and they add to be a positive. So this is x plus 4, x plus 5. Actually, I should have put my 20 thing down here. Good. I heard that. I'm supposed to remember this. All right. Next one. Now I have a negative and a positive. Sorry, a negative on the top and a positive on the bottom. I wrote that wrong. So again, I have 20, but this time it's negative 9. So that means it has to be negative 4 and negative 5. So that's x minus 4, x minus 5. We're using the same factors all the way across. We're just changing the signs. The factors of 20 that can give me a positive 1 are negative 4 and positive 5. Obviously, you don't have to write this. I just do so we can keep track of our signs. So that's x minus 4, x plus 5. What do you think it is when I want a negative? So I have negative 20, but this time it's a negative 1. Still 4 and 5. Which one's negative, the 4 or the 5? The 5 is negative. So it's x plus 4, x minus 5. Look at all 4 of those problems. They all have the same numbers in them, but they have different signs, which changes how this works. So we are looking for numbers that multiply to be a and c and add to be b. In this case, a is always 1. I've given you a whole set of problems so we can practice with just a as 1. It's going to be a little bit different when a is bigger than 1. So let's do some more examples. Okay. So, making my factor thingy. Oops, I don't want to do it like that. It's too big. This is a 1, so a times c is 1 times 42, so I need 42. And b is 13. What are all the factors of 42? Make sure I don't forget any on my card. Yep, see, I would have forgotten one. So 1 and 42, 2 and 21, 3 and 14, 6 and 7. So which one of those add to be 13? 6 and 7. So we take this and you break it up into 6x plus 7x. So I'm going to rewrite it. X squared plus 6x plus 7x plus 42. I can divide these by x, and I can divide these by 7. So I have x times x plus 6 plus 7 times x plus 6. So I get x plus 7, x plus 6. And that's my final answer. That's the factored version. Okay, what are the factors of 45? 1 and 45, 3 and 15, 4 and 9. How can I get, which ones can I add or subtract, I guess, to get 4? Sorry, that is wrong. It is not 4 and 9, it's 5 and 9. If I make this negative, a positive and a negative equals negative 45. And when I add them, I get positive 4. So you come up here and make this minus 5x plus 9x. So I have x squared minus 5x plus 9x minus 45. Divide by x, divide by 9. X times x minus 5 plus 9 times x minus 5. X plus 9, x minus 5. All right, I'm going to give you a couple minutes. I want you to look for the factors. All I'm looking for are the factors that multiply to be negative 64 and add to be negative 12. Shh. And again, multiply to be positive 48 and add to be negative 16. Take a minute and do those, and then we'll do the next thing. All right. Not right now. Yeah. You need both. All right, what are the factors of 64? 4 and who? 4 and 16? Which one is going to be negative?
16.
So it's negative 16 and positive 4. So then I get x plus 4, x minus 16. Okay? How about 48 and negative 16? 4 and 12, and they both need to be negative. So I have x minus 4, x minus 12. So when I add these, that's negative 16. And when I multiply them, that's positive 48. All right. The last two, you just need to look for the GCF, especially when you have something in front of the x, because it will make it easier for you to factor. So what can I divide 4, 16, and 28 by? 4. All those can divide by 4. So then that's 4 times x squared plus 4x minus 32. So now I'm looking for two numbers that equal 32 and 4 when I add, which is better than trying to do 4 times 128 and then it has to add to be 16. This is easier. So what are the factors of 32 that I can get a 4 out of?
16.
4 and 8. So I want to use negative 4 and positive 8. So that's 4 times x plus 4, x minus 8. Nope, I did that backwards. X minus 4, x plus 8. Is that right that time? Yeah. What can I divide 6, 42, and 108 by? 6. So first I'm going to take a 6 out. That leaves me with x squared minus 7x minus 13? No, way more than 13. What is it? $108. I don't know why I'm doing this. I have the completed page in front of me. 18. All right. So I need it to multiply to be negative 18 and add to be negative 7. What's that going to be? That's going to be positive 2 and negative 9. Because that multiplies. So I have 6 times x plus 2, x minus 9. Because when I add, negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7. And when I multiply, 2 times a negative 9 is negative 18.